Hello and welcome back to the Lore Raider. I'm still on vacation, but I felt so bad of making you guys wait, I decided to give you the third part of Battle of the Crofts, Round 3. Surprisingly, part 1 of this series has broken 2,000 views since its release, so I want to say thank you to everyone who watches these videos. And if you think what I do here is important and you want to support me, please continue to like, share, and subscribe, and most of all, comment, as reading comments is the best part of the job. But anyhow, today we are in round 3 of the tournament between Tomb Raider the series, Lara Croft, versus Tomb Raider Journeys, Lara Croft. This is an extremely unique matchup as both Laras have the exact same origins, as both simply diverge from each other over time. As such, lifting strength, attack potency, durability, intelligence, and most other factors won't be considered, or at the very least, looked at as closely as we would in most other ones, as it would literally be a dead even heat across the board. What we will be looking at is the minor differences in both crafts, being tactics and mindsets, among other things, until we see a clear winner emerge. So without further ado, let's get started. Series Lara Croft and Journeys Lara Croft were both born February 14th, 1967 to Lord Henchingley Croft and Lady Andrea Croft. As young women, both Laras were given the greatest training money could buy, becoming so adept that they were worthy of competing at an Olympic level. Both Laras would find themselves a fiancé, but meet tragedy as a freak plane crash resulted in the deaths of their lovers and parents. Both were forced to survive in a hostile mountain wilderness, and it hardened both Laras and set them on the path of becoming Tomb Raiders. However, where Journey's Lara would diverge is that at some point in her past, she would stow away to join her friend and mentor Miles on an expedition, a decision that would ultimately result in his demise. As he lay dying in her arms, he made Lara promise to never kill anyone, a promise she has kept. And that, ladies and gentlemen, underlies the entire matchup. Series Lara Croft makes no excuse for how many men she has killed and will do what she has to do to get to her goals. Meanwhile, Journeys Lara has sworn to show mercy whenever possible and goes out of her way to find non-lethal means of disabling her opponents. I think it's obvious that in terms of battle mentality, I have to award the advantage to Series Lara. As while her opponent will be too busy trying to spare her life, Series Lara won't hesitate to end hers. Now we discuss what small advantages both Laras have. When I said attack potency and speed don't matter, that wasn't entirely true. Series Lara has been given training that allows her to punch another amped human through a wooden beam, whilst Journeys Lara, to accommodate her non-lethal style, has put more emphasis on dodging and evading, giving her the marginal speed advantage. In terms of weaponry, there's no real difference as both Laras typically wield dual handguns, although I have reason to believe that Journeys Lara is more accurate as she has trained herself to be able to shoot whilst not hitting anyone, which is extremely hard to do. Neither has an experience advantage as both have faced opponents of relative caliber, Series Lara fighting the Magdalena, the descendant of Jesus himself, as well as a being of anti-flesh itself, whilst Journeys Lara slew a dragon with a sword and overpowered Dream Spear boosted Kagan in single combat. Granted, Series Lara has faced more of these types of opponents than Journeys had. This only really leaves what I'll call their special traits, and oh boy, are they interesting. Journeys Lara Croft, after holding this Dream Spear and being told by Kagan, unlocked the memories of her seemingly infinite past lives, which of course comes with a big knowledge buff and theoretically should let this Lara act on the skills of her previous incarnations. Series Lara has the opposite. She drank from the fountain of youth, which allowed her to live to see her great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandson, which is 9 generations. Each generation on average is separated by 25 years. 25 times 9 is 225, meaning Series Lara lived an extra 225 years while still Tomb Raiding. Additionally, Series Lara is confirmed to be above the Tomb Raider multiverse of sorts, as most versions of the character are said to be mere video games and movies based off of this Lara. However, I did say most, as Journeys is technically the same Lara and therefore gets around this. So what's more impressive, knowing about the feats of your previous lives or having 2 more centuries of practical experience? For my money, I have to side with Series Lara who has immortality and 200 extra years of hands-on experience under her belt. It just seems more impressive than merely knowing what previous selves have done. With all that said, how do I view this match going? Journey's Lara Croft is slightly more agile and certainly a better shot by necessity than her counterpart. However, Series Lara is somewhat stronger, more experienced, and more ready to kill if need be, and given they are the same person with the same backstory, neither is bringing much of anything the other hasn't seen before. This would definitely be a close fight. However, Series Lara has dealt with more high-level opponents and is not saddled with having to waste energy trying to not kill her opponent, and her immortality gives her margins for error that her opponent doesn't benefit from. I need to stress, Series Lara has her work cut out for her, but if both Crofts commit to their strategies and work optimally, then Lara Croft of the Tomb Raider series comics will win. Well, that's all I have for today. Until then, be safe, be wise, and please pray for a true peace in space.